think of a Mr. Factual, and you've probably encountered the Mr. Factuals before yourself, is that they're the ones that are very, very direct. They just say, give me the facts, give it to me now. Or you try to meet with them, I can give you 10 minutes, they're in and they're out. They don't have time for big reports. They want to make a quick decision on accurate data and move on to the next thing very, very quickly. That's our Mr. Factual. Now, of course, the challenges are for us as project leaders is we've got to be able to get quick access to key data points that they're interested in. And very importantly, we've got to be very careful making sure we have reliable data. Because if you've dealt with a Mr. Factual, you might know that if you misstep, if you stutter a bit on some kind of a data point, or if it's wrong, you're going to instantly lose a ton of credibility. And their strength as a leader is usually they're really on it. They can make quick decisions, they can move on them, they can support a rapid timeline. Their weakness might be is really making sure that as a superhero, you aim them in the right direction and provide them with the right data that they can make the right decision. All right, boss battle with Mr. Factual. In a world with Mr. Factual, to win this boss battle, we need to be clear, concise, accurate, and definitive. We've got to be ready, and we've got to be ready with all the details that they're going to demand. We have to have it ready and clear because we're going to need to probably go through it pretty quickly. And very often we found that somebody who's a Mr. Factual really does well with self-service tools. I remember running a very large program myself when I had a sponsor who was definitely a Mr. Factual, stopped me in the hallway every time he saw me, blasted me with a bunch of questions and then walked away. A bunch of questions that he could have gotten if he took a moment to read my 5-page status report, which of course he never did. And in that case, that Mr. Factual, I found by providing self-service tools to say, I said, look, if you want information on a project, here's where you go. And I would post updates there. So it was very easy for him to go in self-service. He still bombarded me in the hallway, but he bombarded me with very well thought through, very well-informed questions, which then really helped propel our project. Now, prepare yourself. They're probably going to be brisk if you haven't experienced that yet. And our personal tip is not to take it personally. Our PPM utility belt, some tools that can really help us out in conversations with them is really quick access to reliable data. Emphasis on quick and strong emphasis on reliable, because very often these kinds of executives are going to question our data, like, where did you get this number? How do I know I can depend on this? And really being able to talk about how you came up with the number and making it credible is going to be such an incredible power for you in dealing with this executive, and also empowering them to make strong decisions that they can stand behind and they're confident in. So that is Mr. Factual.